Welcome back.
Thank
We've got Tammy with us this week. Um,
Yay!
if you recall, she's our astral projectionist. Um, so we're going to catch up with her and tell some stories and see what's been going on with her. And what has it been? Probably over a year at this point.
I think it's been a couple years, but I'm happy to be back.
Has it
Thank
been a
you.
couple fucking years?
I think
It's been a
so.
minute.
I
Oh,
Yeah.
think
wow.
so.
Damn. Time
Yeah.
fucking flies. Um, yeah. And as far as no podcast last week, we can all thank Giggles for that.
That was not just my fault.
100% your fault.
Beef couldn't do it either.
I can
We were
record
all
I can
busy.
record podcasts without beef. I prefer not to, but I can. But I can't record them like
I told you when I
I
could and you
dude,
couldn't.
we've got like 5 fucking podcasts, maybe even 6 or 7 lined up that if I could do them with just some random person, I totally fucking would. But I have to have you two specifically for this set of podcasts because they're
Uh,
podcasts that either pertain directly to one of you or you guys are just involved in some sort of Vanilla Bean. You want her to meet your girl, so your
yeah.
girl got to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so
I
just
w-
it,
I told you multiple times I could do that last week.
and we tried to do the day that you said you could do. And what did you do? It was on you. You were the one that said 11 or 10:30 at night. And when your girl showed
No,
up,
Beef said that.
you said it.
No,
You
Beef
said it.
said
Go
that.
look
And
at your
then
fucking messages, motherfucker. You
Beef
said it.
said that. Okay, we all know
She said
Mikey's
it,
a
but
little
you
pressed right
but you but
now.
you
Yeah.
agreed to it and whatever. It's just amazing to me that you can because
Okay,
I
well
I don't
that
I'm
was
not pumping your head up when I tell you you're the best co-host I've had. Unfortunately, I mean it. But somehow you're also the worst co-host I've ever fucking had. So
Hey.
I mean that's a talent in itself. So gotta give you something for that. But
Um,
um anyway, it is summertime. Summer is notoriously slow. I've got a lot of beach and bitches shit going on, but
look at
hopefully we
you.
will not miss another week. And we do have some really good podcasts lined up for the next several weeks if we can record. So,
Hey,
what
honestly, I did plan to be there. I did not mean to fall asleep early.
is
It's
that? What
just
you
been
fell asleep the other night? Is that what it was?
rough. Yeah,
Could have fucking
I
killed
planned
you.
to be there because we said late Thursday or late, was it yesterday or
No, it was the day
Tuesday?
before.
Tuesday, yeah. And then I had to drive an hour away and do a lot and then went back home and took care of all my dogs. And then I passed out on the couch and I
So,
woke up in like a different realm. It was weird.
so like
I was
10
like,
o'clock rolled around and I was like, all right, I haven't heard from either one of these motherfuckers. I was grabbing my edible to take an edible so I could
oh
pass out.
no.
And she texted and was like, oh, we can do it. Or I could do it in 30 minutes. I was like, okay, let me not take this. Let me wait and see if Giggles responds. So I had to wait till 10:30
Yeah.
to know for a fact that you weren't going to respond. And she was like, I called her. She didn't answer. I was like, cool. So thanks for all that. It was
Yeah, the fact that she called and
great.
I didn't even see it or feel it is crazy. Because I can usually feel a call. She should have called me
You can
like
feel a
two or three
call.
more times. Yeah, like I can.
Just goes off in your brain.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a different type of alarm, you know? Is that not different for everyone?
Ooh, somebody wants to
Like
give
I
me
have
attention.
my.
It's a Leo alarm.
No, but like it's different from an alarm, so it's like you wake up to it. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
All
I
right.
did drop the ball on that one, my bad. In my defense, I didn't know she was going to be able to do it, so I was just kind of waiting and then waiting
Whatever.
and then waiting.
Yeah, I know what the waiting's like.
So
Don't worry about that.
I'm
All too
surprised
familiar.
you're up.
Me?
Mhm.
Why wouldn't I be up?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I,
I was
I
surprised. I was surprised you guys wanted to do the podcast this early because usually it's later.
It usually is later.
I actually don't mind doing them early. It conflicts with my
Yeah.
schedule a little bit, but doing them early, like we're both like chipper, wide awake, brains
Mhm. Your
functioning,
coffee.
not
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
Like,
I wanted to do this one
I don't get high
early. I
till
like it.
nighttime.
Yeah, I wanted it to be. I wanted Mikey to be completely sober for one, because I want to
Oh,
hear every
Jesus.
experience that he had. I've been waiting until
Yes,
we can do this with you,
It's
Tammy.
not even
I'm
that
so
big of a deal.
excited.
Ah,
Really not that big of a deal. Anyway, so let's put the spotlight on Miss Tammy and
Oh, I thought we were going to hear your story first. Are we
no,
going
no, no.
to?
he's shy.
Okay.
He's
I've
been
been
so like
waiting. I've
reserved
been waiting
about
for
it.
this. So you haven't even heard about it either.
No, I've been waiting. He's
Okay.
like, I could tell you, or we could wait, and I was like,
I love that you guys waited. Thank you.
practice patience.
So
How
it's been
are you,
going.
girl?
Can how often are you projecting these days? Is this like
I just had an experience this morning,
oh
but it
shit?
was just me floating out and flying outside, so it wasn't nothing significant. But and then the last time before that was 2 days ago. So I would say maybe and but then
Very
sometimes
cool.
I'll go like a whole month and not have one experience. So
So,
it's
And
good.
good.
Okay.
So when you're going like, I guess like the months without it, are you trying to project, or are you just letting them come to you?
sometimes I just let it come to me. And I get sad when it gets longer than a month. I'm like, what's happening? And then I start trying again. And because sometimes I get afraid that I'm gonna like lose it or something. I don't know. Because it's just so amazing and I would hate to lose it. But yeah, I
Mhm.
did try. I tried this morning and that was when I was able just to get out. But I just kept getting pulled back. As soon as I made it out my front door, I kept getting pulled back and then I gave up and got up, getting ready for this podcast.
Fair.
So with all the absolutely insanely crazy things going on in the world today, and especially if we haven't talked in 2 years, I thought it was only about a year.
Yeah.
Does that affect w- how or what you're projecting, or is that really just not a part of it?
I don't think it really affects me. No,
No,
no.
you don't like you don't see like premonitions or some shit like that.
Not for like the things going on in the world. No. Well, no, I wouldn't say that, but mostly like for my friends. Yes, I get lots of premonitions from my friends.
Okay, interesting.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's scary.
And like, well, things will just
Like
come
good
to
things,
me.
hopefully.
Not usually. Usually it's warning.
Ah, that's crazy.
Usually it's warnings. It's funny because I even said that when I was like praying about it. I was like, can I like get some good news for some friends? Like, does it always have to be like, hey, don't do this or this is gonna happen? Like, but it does, save people sometimes. So, and that's pretty cool. So,
That that's
but
that is cool. That's good quality though. Like you can at least
yeah,
tell them.
What would you
So
yeah.
say is like the percentage of your friends that you will give information to that will actually take it seriously and take it to heart?
Now almost all my friends,
Yeah.
but and family, but whenever I first started having these experiences, I did lose a couple family members because
Mhm.
they just thought it because just religious and thought it was bad and this and that. So now I have full support, but before I had just two people in my life that were talking behind my back, but they're not a part of my life anymore, so it's okay. So now I have full support and love.
Good.
Yay, good.
I wanted to touch on the religious aspect of all of this today because I find it wildly bizarre. Like I don't give a fuck what your religion is, but to have a religion tell you like doing these things is like you're using your brain. I'm not going to say to its full capacity, but to a much higher capacity than
Mhm.
most people are using their brain, and why there's that to tell people it's evil serves only the uh, church or whatever the fuck you follow. You know, in order to, I would say, to keep control over people. I
Yeah,
can't like if this is if doing something like this is evil or whatever fucking dumbass words you want to use, your brain wouldn't be capable of it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And to tell people like I understand like the psychic thing because I think a lot of that shit is bullshit. You know, I understand like some of these things are just based in bullshit or evil, black magic type shit.
yeah.
Um, but something like this, I can't, and I've thought about it quite a bit. I can't see where the equation to evil is. other than just to suppress people, because the more you're able to use your brain on different levels, the more of a threat you are really to
Mhm.
the powers that be.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot through these experiences, like things that I used to believe that I had questions about, and now I no longer believe those things. And it's changed my entire life and the way I look at everything. And that's why I don't consider myself religious anymore, because a lot of the things that I was taught is not true to me anymore. Because through these experiences, I've learned those things.
Can you
Mm.
give us some examples?
Well, now you're making me sweat. Well, for one, I was curious about how they always say that if someone commits suicide, they're going to burn in hell forever. I was taught that is not true. You are met with love and compassion and understanding. You still have a chance to go back to the light. You don't burn in hell forever. And another thing was I asked what, like, about religion and what God thought about religion. And I was told it was a prison for the mind. And that because it doesn't let you like expand, like you're in a box basically. And
I wholeheartedly agree when it comes to
yeah,
organized
so those are
religion.
just a couple of things that I was curious about. And also I like got into a little not spat, but a little tiff, I don't know what you want to call it, with a friend of mine because I didn't want to call myself a Christian anymore. I just wanted, I don't even really want to label myself, really. So I was just like, well, spiritual. Like I follow Jesus's teachings, love, compassion, helping other people. And it was a big deal to this friend. And she was like, well, I know that you can pray about it and get answers. So ask God. And I was like, I already did actually. And God said, I only see your hearts. And that was during an astral projection. Like that's how I can hear God's voice. And then she was like, "Well, ask him again." And and
Typical.
I did. And I did. I prayed really hard about it that night. And then I had an experience. And as soon as I was out of body, I was like, so like I know you already answered me and said you only see our hearts. And I said, does it matter if I call myself Christian, spiritual, or whatever all the other names, or religions? And God said to me, it is more important in what you do, meaning just like what your heart, what you do, like helping
Yeah.
people. It doesn't matter the label. And I never told my friend that, but it is going in my book, so she'll see that. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like, see, I told you, So I felt
I,
like it was more for me.
I feel like,
Yeah.
and I don't. I grew up Catholic. I'm definitely not a Catholic. I'm not a practicing Catholic by any stretch of the imagination. And I have no problem telling people just be a good person. As long as you're a good person, you're not going to get to fucking uh, to wherever you're going and be confronted by God, who's like, oh, fuck, you almost had it. You were a Christian, but not quite Catholic. Yeah, we're going to send you to purgatory. Oh, you were a Muslim. No, no, there's no virgins here for you. You're going, you know what I mean? It's just
My
Yeah.
gosh.
it has to be, especially because as a Catholic, I was taught, this is an all loving, all forgiving God. Now, granted, of course, there
Hmm.
are things that you cannot come back from. I wholeheartedly believe that, but I think they're very few and far between. But I think I think overall, this is some sort of a test,
Hmm.
truthfully. And I think if you fail the test, you either have to redo it or you failed so bad you're going to hell. But you know, uh, as far as like, oh, you weren't this, that, or the like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, treat
Yeah.
people the way you want to be treated, treat people with respect, try to
Exactly.
be kind, and I think you'll be good,
Yeah.
regardless of what happens after this,
I agree. Yes. And I was recently talking with a friend, and she said that somebody at her church had said, "Oh, there's going to be a lot of good people going to hell." And I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why would he say that?" And she said, "Because they didn't confess Jesus as their Lord and Savior, so they could be a really great person and do all these good things, but if they don't say those words, they're going to burn in hell forever." And I just cringed, and I'm like, "No, like that's not." That's not what's
No,
gonna
that's
happen.
I
crazy.
mean, you have to really like think logically. Like, there are so many places in this world that we're not even like may not have even ever been exposed to Jesus, quote
Exactly.
unquote. Like, oh, sorry, you weren't exposed to Jesus. You got to go to hell. Like, it's just asinine to think like this.
Mhm.
It really blows my
Very
mind.
controlling.
It's absolutely very controlling.
Mhm.
It's to control the masses, like so many other things, but religion's a big one.
It is. Yes, I agree. It does bring a lot of people together as well, but it also has a lot of judgment in it. And yeah, I was recently at a funeral and for a grandma Honey, and she's not my grandma, but I've been a part of the family for a long time. And I actually have a story about her. And they, at the church, at her funeral, they literally said, well, you'll get to see Honey again if you confess Jesus as your Lord and Savior. And I'm like, why are they
I
telling
hate
this
when
to
they
me?
do that at
I'm like,
funerals.
these people are grieving. Why would you say that?
Yeah, I've never been okay with funerals being like a like redemption thing. Like,
Mhm.
oh, like
It's not the
no,
time
just
and
make it about the celebration of that person's life.
yeah, exactly. It's not the time and place for it, is how I felt.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
I don't
100%.
think that's the time and place for any kind of funeral or grievance
I
like
agree.
that.
Yes, yes, I
I'm just
agree.
like, that's creepy. That's my time to shine, okay? Let me shine.
Your funeral or someone else's funeral?
My funeral.
Is that your time to shine? Watch out,
I
everybody.
mean, you can talk about how I love Jesus. Yes, that's I want people to know
we're
that, but I
we're
don't want them to be like feel bad because they might not see me one day
we're
if they
Yeah,
gathered.
don't feel the same as me. Like,
yeah.
We're
The pastor said it about 3 times in the funeral service.
oh
Don't
my
uh,
worry,
gosh.
you'll go to
3
heaven
times
if you say
too.
these words.
Yeah.
we're gathered here today to watch this beautiful bronzed bitch go to heaven. You can
But
go there too. It doesn't matter about Jesus. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
As long
Exactly.
as you believed in giggles, you're good.
God only sees our
Pretty
heart.
much. Pretty much. Pretty much. I want the tribe there if I die young.
Fuck's sake.
But yeah, yeah, I like okay, so I was talking to Glue Boy. Glue Boy was like, I was listening to the astral projection one and that and he was like, you're not supposed to talk to dead loved ones because that's not your loved ones. And I'm like, I don't really agree with that.
Yeah,
But I
See,
was like,
but
I've heard that a few times as well.
but
yeah.
I feel like it also like if you're going to like a quote medium that again, I don't know how much I believe in all of that. That's trying to tell you things about like I could see that being based in like demonic shit because I think those
If
people, a lot
it's
of those people are leeches. Um, I think a lot of them are full of shit. But again, like to do it through your own brain. I've dreamt about people that have died, and I've had straight up conversations with them, 100 fucking %, and it was real.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what was I supposed to do? Like, no, don't talk to me, dead guy. I'm not going to go to
Right?
hell for you. I'll see you when I die. Don't like it's
Right?
like there's just no logic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then like all the old stories, even though God technically isn't dead, like, I mean, that's still, you're still talk like in the Bible when
Yes.
they had like dreams. Um, which also I think dreams is actual astral projections and they just didn't have a word for it yet. And so they called it dreams, in my opinion. Like back in like
Yes.
the Old Testament
I
before.
think so too. And
Yeah.
and I think it was Paul that said, I don't know whether I was in the body or out of the body. And he talks about that in the Bible when he had that
Yeah.
vision of Jesus.
Yep.
Um,
So
They knew.
yeah. So and they talked and yeah, some talk I there's so many people who have had like um visions or conversations with Jesus and
Jesus, I
Jesus.
love that guy. Fucking Jesus, that's my guy.
Dude, we love that guy. But and technically Jesus has been here and passed, so it's
Yeah.
like
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't
Yeah.
add up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, like, I always explain that I didn't ask for this. Like, I didn't ask for this to start happening to me. What I did ask for was God to come into my life. That's how it all started happening for me. I was depressed and praying and asking God to help me out of my depression. And I thought that I was going to be passing away. So I was asking about the afterlife. Like, is that real? What really happens when we die? Like, I was just, and God, who are you really? Like, do you really punish your children? And I was just asking all these questions for a year, praying a year straight. And then my experiences began.
That's
So, like,
interesting.
how could it not be like from God? Like, I was begging
Yeah.
God to save me and like help me out of that. And I was helped out of it.
It's al-
And I'm
it's
Yeah.
still
also
alive.
it's also like a
Yeah.
superpower. I'm not gonna lie. It's a fucking like, of course, people would not want you to, delve into this realm of reality because it is a super fucking power. Like,
No,
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
believe that anybody's capable
You
of it,
can learn a
Absolutely.
lot about yourself
but
and others.
I mean, it is a
Yes, we are all
superpower.
capable of it for sure.
Yeah.
You can almost literally use it to find out anything. Like, it's fucking
Yes.
wild. It's
Which
wild.
which brings me to my first story to find out anything. Would do you
Oh,
want me to
yes,
share?
yes.
Please.
Okay. Okay, so I have this friend and she told me it was okay that I shared this story. And my friend and she was just feeling very sick, very like low energy, and she kept going back to the doctors and they first said it was like IBS and sent her home with medicine like that. And we were just talking on the phone about it and I was like, "Well," I said, sometimes I'm able to pray and ask and see if I can get an answer through an astral travel experience and we can just see." And I said, "No promises, but I could just try." And she had been feeling so sick. She's like, "Tammy, like something's seriously wrong. I don't know what it is. Like I can't even get out of bed some days." And
Mhm.
so
Felt
then
that.
I prayed that night about it. And that night or that next morning, I woke up, went to the bathroom, laid back down, did my little meditation, said my prayer again about my friend, and then as I'm meditating, after I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but I feel my body shift, and I just know that I can have an experience if I focus. So I felt my body do this shift thing, and then I focused behind my eyelids, like I found like a dot or something and just stared at it. And then within seconds, I was like sitting up out of body, and I was like, cool. And, and then I flew outside, and I was like, God, I really need to know what's wrong with my friend. Like, just show me what's wrong with her so I could tell her and she could feel better. And then all of a sudden, the scene shifted from my front yard to this other place, and I don't know where I was. I was like in this like I guess maybe a doctor's office or something, and there was a doctor there to my left, and then my friend to the right, and then I'm just watching the scene unfold, and then the doctor goes over to her and pulls something out of her, like out of like down there, like I don't know whether it
Oh.
was, I don't know like which hole or anything, but
A hole down
they
there,
Let's
pulled,
drop.
let's
they
hope it
pulled.
was her vagina and just keep going.
Well, when you hear what came out of it, I don't know.
Oh God.
Oh, I love this. Okay, keep going.
Okay, and then the doctor goes over to her and pulls something out of her, and I was like, "What is that?" And then my vision like zoomed in on it, and it looked like a tissue thing, like something like tissue. I don't know how to explain it, but then there was like a worm wrapped around it, just
Oh, like
wrapped around.
so like parasites or something.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
I go, "What is that?" And I heard parasite. And I was like, "That's what's wrong with her?" And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I'll tell her." And I said, "God, take me home." And then I woke up. And then and I was like, "I don't know if I want to tell her that." I don't know. I second guess myself sometimes. I'm like, I don't know why I do that, but I was like, I just got to tell her. That was very vivid. That was very clear what's wrong. So
That's very vivid.
yes,
It's
I'm like,
probably her butt then, yeah, because that's
I
where
would, yeah, because
parasites would
Yeah,
come out of.
this
I did
probably
some
was.
research after that, and it says, yeah, that it would be out of the butt. But yeah, so
Yeah.
and then so I told her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" She goes, "That's so crazy," and she was like, "I'm going." She was, "I'm going to tell my doctor." And so she tells her doctor, and her doctor's like, no, you don't have that. Like, you don't have a parasite. Those are not common. That is not what you have. You have IBS. And he was kind of an asshole to her about it.
Actually, parasites are very
They're
common.
extremely
I think
common.
everyone probably
but
has them if you're not if
And
you're not detoxing.
doctors do not want you to know that
they
because
don't.
it's usually the basis of most of your ailments. And
Yes, that's so
doctors,
true.
if you
Yeah.
heal that very easily with a few
Hmm.
drugs real quick or fasting or whatever the fuck, then you're not a repeat customer.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. They
Yeah.
want you sick.
After that happened, I did read up about parasites, and they are actually way more common, and they cause a lot of different health problems.
Yes, they do.
But so after he was like, he gaslit her, and she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna look into parasite cleanse. And we did research, and she did her cleanse. And 6 weeks later, she's sending me a picture of a worm that came.
Oh no! Oh gosh,
She
yeah,
was
she
like,
got it. Sometimes
yeah,
you don't
she
always
got
see
it.
them.
And then she takes it, she puts it in a bag and takes it to her doctor. And
By
I
the
hope
way, this
I
came
hope
out of
she
my
left.
butt.
I hope she left the shit in it too.
she's like, look at this. Like, I told you that's what I had. And he was actually mad about it, which was so weird. She was like, I
I
don't,
bet he was.
I don't understand why he's behaving this way. She goes, that's been my doctor for so many years. She goes, but I'm switching. I'm not going to go to him anymore. He was so mean to me about it. And then I said, well, and then she sent me another picture of him confirming that it was a parasite. And she was like, I want proof of this. So then she sent me that picture, and she went to the ER after that, and they also confirmed what it was. And I was just like, that is insane. What? And then she
How
started,
big was it? Good,
uh,
sorry.
I'd say like a foot.
Holy shit!
Dang. That's a
Yeah.
big one.
Ugh.
God damn.
Those
I
big.
never really knew much about parasites ever.
Does
Like
she like anal?
I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
Because that's quite big.
It just wormed its way right up there.
Well, it's pretty.
I've
It was a
heard.
pretty
Yeah,
thin
Sushi was
worm,
getting
also. It was a pretty.
There's some thin motherfuckers out there.
That's true.
They usually
I've
are
heard
thin.
I've heard that that doctors are not allowed to entertain conversations about
Why?
parasites because we're all being flooded with parasites through our food and everything else, and it is our health system is very much set up as a repeat customer system.
Hmm.
And if you are if you are cleansing your body regularly and making sure that these they say that your gut controls a lot of your brain function, and
Hmm.
these parasites are in your gut. Um,
Hmm.
so you can imagine how detrimental that could be
Yeah.
to your life,
Yeah.
let alone any, physical ailments it could bring about. I also heard that that's not true, but I've also never heard a doctor even suggest parasites or talk about parasites or anything of the sort.
No, they never say
And
it. Mm.
it was also, it was really telling during COVID how so many people came out, doctors and people that consider themselves of an authority, and how against ivermectin they were because that's just a horse dewormer. And,
Hmm.
they were so adamant about, oh, no, this is such a bad, the fuck, you can go to Tractor Supply and buy the fucking shit on the shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if people aren't infected and infested, then what the fuck do they have? I also just read recently
Very
that
true.
the majority of people in this country that have parasites, you know where they're getting it from?
Sushi.
Fish. That's what I thought.
The water,
Oh.
tap
Ooh.
water.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Oh, okay.
disgusting.
Well, look, we have reverse osmosis.
That's disgusting.
Wow.
I mean,
That does
there are
not
certain
surprise me
foods.
at all, actually.
Sushi, salmon, and pork are the highest.
Oh,
Have the highest level of
yeah.
parasites in them. But the water is giving more people parasites than anything. That's disgusting, and that's on purpose.
That makes sense. She was right before that, before she got sick, she was in Mexico and swimming, and
Been there.
we thought maybe that's where she had gotten it, but yeah.
I done
It,
had one or two from
It
there.
could have been that.
Oh,
Or even
absolutely. It could.
drinking water in Mexico.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Because they don't
you
necessarily
got to
clean
be
it.
really careful in Mexico. Like
Yeah.
you shouldn't even drink like have ice in your drinks if it's
Yeah.
made from the tap.
But yeah,
Yeah.
she continued the cleanse, and then she ended up releasing another one later, and now she feels all better.
That's
Can
awesome.
you
And she
tell?
has a new doctor.
I would too.
When you cleanse yourself,
Dr.
you
Fox.
are the.
Just kidding.
Yes, you are. Can you send me that cleanse that she did?
Yes, it was an all natural one, but yes, I can.
Please send that to me because like I've been trying to find one that like is consistently like, or I've heard someone who I know it worked for.
Okay.
I think black seed oil and oregano oil. You take a regimen of those.
Oh, really?
That's what I've
Okay.
heard. I have both of them.
But yeah, I'll send it to you. I was thinking about doing it as well, but it's a lot more complicated than I thought. I thought that you just take something and you're good. No, you can't have alcohol, you can't have meat, you can't have
Yeah,
this.
it's just like fast
Oh,
too.
I didn't know all that. But I do know like you have your original flush out and then you have to do it again. Like you said, I think it took her 6 weeks because you have to follow it up to kill the eggs that have been
Yes, exactly.
left behind by the
Oh, that's so
parasites.
creepy. Yeah,
It is so creepy.
she also sent me a picture of like an egg sac too that she released. It was horrible. She goes,
Oh
well,
gosh, I low-key want to see these pictures though.
Oh,
You still have them? I want to see
they're in my
them.
Snapchat, yes.
Oh my gosh, if she's cool with it, totally
my
send that to me. I want to
God.
see these.
What's wrong with you?
I just want to know like what it looks like and stuff.
It looks
Just Google
exactly
Like what I
parasite,
should be looking
motherfucker.
for.
right.
Yeah, but like, those can always be like fake and,
True.
fabricated and I want to see someone who's
Yeah.
like it's
I was
evidence.
really glad that she also sent me the proof of the doctor's note. Not that I didn't believe her, obviously. I just was like, just to have that
Confirmed
validation.
and
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Confirming it.
absolutely.
I
Because
believe that shit all day.
I really thought there was no way. I don't know.
Have you
Doctors are
heard?
not what they are sold to us as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're running a business. You know what I mean? And if all
Yeah.
their
They're just
customers are
drug
healthy, then
dealers.
they are
Like
just drug dealers.
literally.
100%.
I
Most of
feel
them
like
don't
there's
know a
some
goddamn thing about the body. All
cases,
they know is
yeah,
how
but
to,
like,
oh, here's the drug you need. Like,
yeah, if you're going in for like chronic illness and it hasn't been fixed for like over a year or so, yeah, they're just a drug dealer at that point. If you're going in for like an emergency, like yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna need them. But
He
like,
just kept saying it was IBS and sending her home. And yeah, it was great.
unbelievable, because there's no telling what that could have or would have turned into if it had
Mm-hmm.
gone untreated.
Because it lowers your immune system, I think, like the parasites.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
And it could cause all kinds of different diseases.
Have you
My
heard?
understanding is that parasites are what causes cancer. So
I have
Yeah.
heard that as well.
Well, yeah, because your entire like organs and shit are probably like shutting down.
infested.
Yeah, so I think like when I saw it wrapped around something, maybe it was like wrapped around some type of organ in her or something. I'm not sure. It looked like skin colored tissue to me.
Intestine.
It was really
So
gross.
like the tissue came out with the worm, is
With
what you're
it,
saying?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out, yeah, with it.
So
Yeah,
probably
she was
whatever
like,
it was wrapped around, like her gut, liver.
yeah, I don't know. And she said to me, she goes, well, now you've seen something that's came out of my ass, so we're friends forever.
That is what friendship is. I love that. Y'all are closer than ever
You
before.
can tell her I've watched my dick come out of many women's asses, and we are not friends to this day. So
Oh my
her science
gosh.
might be a little off.
I swear. Okay, so have you heard please hold. Have you heard that parasites are like demons?
Mm-mm.
Have you
I've
haven't heard that?
Wow.
Haven't seen that? That's
I've
like
heard something of the sort.
Oh.
they'll zoom up on parasites and like their
Their
faces
faces are evil.
are like demon evil things.
What?
It's
I'll
creepy.
send you the video.
Okay.
And
It might cause me to
they
have
attack
nightmares.
you. Yeah, probably.
Oh my
Nah, yeah. They're not bad,
Well, they
but
say
like,
they say that parasites in your gut can affect your brain
yeah,
and
they
how
had,
you are thinking, and I don't know on what level, but anything that's causing you to think differently or
Yeah, that makes
fucking with your
sense,
brain, that's
right?
some serious shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
so that like when God or Jesus says like only this can happen with fasting and prayer, like these are the demons that can only escape with fasting and prayer. Like a lot of it could be like a parasite demon thing.
Huh. That's interesting. My
Yeah.
my guide during an astral projection told me, I don't know if I've told you guys this, it was a while ago, but told me to fast for 7 days. And I'm like, I can't do that. And he's like, you need to. And I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but I did it. And then after I was done and I did the 7 days and I was like, I did it. All right. Now what was that for? Why did you tell me to do that? Because I don't
Love
know.
that.
And then after the next time I saw my guide when I was out of body, he said, you healed something within you by like listening to me and fasting for those 7 days. And I was like, well, what did I heal? And he said, never mind that. Just know that you're healed. And I'm like, okay.
Never mind that.
Well, I
It's
don't know.
fine.
Maybe he didn't want to scare me or something. You had a parasite demon. I don't know. I
That's
have no idea.
what a guy. It was this Mitchell.
Yes, Mitchell.
Yeah, go Mitchell.
I love that you know his name like that.
Oh,
Fasting is
Mitchell.
fasting
Mitchell,
is
we
very
love that
interesting.
guy.
Did you do it? Was it a water fast?
Yeah, just water. It
It's
was hard.
Oh,
it's so interesting though, man.
yeah.
I've only done a 24-hour. I want to, I want to progress. They say after 72 hours is when your body is really, taking care of business. But
Mhm. Yes.
when I did it, it was totally random. I decided late one night I was going to fucking do it, so I did it like basically midnight to midnight. I thought I would feel like shit. I felt fucking amazing.
Right? It gives you a lot of
Amazing.
energy.
Ton of energy.
Yes.
That's what blew my mind the
Yes.
most. I was like, I'm gonna be tired. I
Right?
was like wired, like all
Same.
right. I was
Yes,
Yeah.
amped,
same.
like I was hungry, but like one because it's a mental thing. So like,
Mhm.
once that 24 hours was coming up, I felt like, oh, I could do another day, but I was also like, I'm fucking hungry.
Right?
So
Fair.
After the 72-hour window, it gets a lot easier. Like the
I
first three
bet.
days is pretty hard, but like after that, it's a lot easier. But yeah, the energy just keeps going. You're just like, how do I have all this energy? Like I can't even sleep. Like,
Wow.
I love that.
It's fucking
Our
wild.
bodies are meant to be in a fasting state.
100%.
Like this whole 3 meals a day was made up by
Complete scam.
the Rothschilds, right?
Complete
yeah.
scam. We
You
don't
think
need.
back in the day they were eating 3 meals a day? They didn't even have time
They
to
weren't
eat
No.
even
3 meals a
eating one.
day.
They weren't eating one meal a fucking day. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
No.
were like they had to find whatever they could and then share it with their entire family. It's like,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So if you got mad hoes, that's a lot of bitches to feed. You know what I mean?
yeah, you'd be screwed.
No. Nah. Nah.
You would eat first and then let them have
Yeah.
the scraps.
Feed me,
You fucker.
bitches.
Yeah, you'd let them like yeah, you'd
Make
make
them
them feed
fight for
you
the
too,
scraps.
like not even just like eat it.
Mud wrestle for the scraps.
There you go.
Girl. Okay,
In the
so
cave now, girls.
girl. Okay, so I saw this reel or yeah, reel Facebook, I don't know. In this video and I was gonna tell you what it was and then tell you or ask if you've had any kind of like experience like this. Okay. So this girl, she doesn't dream that often, but she had this dream like the night before, and it was so vivid, and she'd never experienced anything like it. But basically, she was like floating, and she saw this like bridge, but it had a tunnel over it, and she saw a big semi going in it, and then like a car going in it, like opposite, right?
Mhm.
And they went out of view once they got in the tunnel, but she never saw like either of them come back out. So she like went down into the tunnel and she saw that they had crashed and the mom had definitely passed and the truck driver was stuck and not dead, but like wasn't able to get out. And there was a baby in the back with the mom. So the baby was still alive. Um, and all she remembers is like she's like screaming out like someone call the police, like help, help, like we have to get this baby, like, you know, um, because if she I think she said like she just kind of knew like if help didn't come soon, the baby would definitely pass too. So
Mhm.
she comes or she's there and she's like screaming for help and everything, and then she wakes up. Well, she tells her husband because she's like she's never had a dream like that. And well, her sister had sent this article, and I don't think it was the article of this, but it led to this other article where she had seen in a completely different state a big crash on this like tunnel bridge thing,
Mhm.
and um the mom had passed, the baby had survived, and the truck driver was in like critical care. But then there was like a 911 call, and it was her voice on the
Oh,
phone call, like telling them where they were.
I've seen this. I saw
Yeah,
that.
you saw that?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
did. Hmm.
And I was just like, ooh, full body chills. I'm like, that's
Wow.
crazy that you like, she heard her voice, like her and her husband were just like, like awestruck and like, because they were in completely, like, she's in a completely different state. Like, there's just no way, but it was 100% her voice yelling out, like, come help. And like,
Wow.
um, letting them have like the coordinates, I don't know, like the
Hmm.
location. And so I was like, have you ever experienced anything like that? Like,
No, nothing like that, no. But I have like experienced going back, I guess, in time in a way to my child self. And
really?
yes, well, it gets a little personal. Like I don't know if this is, I don't mind talking about it, but
Oh,
it's like I was abused as a child, and the man that abused me, whenever he passed away, like I started having really bad nightmares about the abuse that I endured. And then someone told me that in astral projection, like you can go back to your child self and just give her the love that she needed or something like that. And I was like, I wonder if I could do that,
hmm.
and to try to help heal the trauma, which I have healed it now. So that's how I'm able to talk about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't even visit this conversation.
Fair.
But and I prayed about it, and then I had an out of body experience where I was the very next morning. I as soon as I sat up out of bed, I was like, "Can I go give my child self love?" And then I was all of a sudden in a scene of my childhood home, and I saw myself as a child, 7 years old, on the couch laying there, and I like watched because he used to like touch me while I would sleep, and I caught him that morning. That was when I caught him, and and then me as me now today, comforted my child self, and then when he ran back into the bathroom, he ran into the bathroom. I remember this happening when I was 7 years old, and I woke up, and then I saw him running around the corner. And then I just went back to my room and went to sleep. But I'm watching this as my adult self now in this astral projection. And and then I go to the bathroom as myself now. After I give my child self love, I go into the bathroom, I poke my head through the door, the bathroom door. And I thought he was like going to the bathroom or something, but he was like sitting on the toilet fully clothed and just like like face in his hands, like, oh my gosh, like she caught me. He was panicking. and
Mm.
and I never knew that that's what happened after he ran out of the room. But I'm just watching this, and then I say to him, I said, "Stop touching her," and then he like almost falls off the toilet seat, like panicking, like he heard me,
Oh
and
shit.
looking around, like freaking out. And that was the last time he ever touched me. That was the last time I ever caught him, and I wonder to this day, like, did he hear
100%
me?
that was because of you.
Did he hear
Yeah.
me say that? And it freaked him out so bad. He's like, I better stop. I don't know. But that was the last time because before that, I had caught him quite a few times. Like I'd wake up during and he'd run. Um, but that was the last time was after I went back and said, stop touching her. And he never did again. It's just crazy. And I'm just like, is that like what? Like, did I travel back in time? And he's like, little did he know it was that little girl's adult self going back in time in an astral projection and saying, stop it. I don't know. It was crazy.
That's
But
fucking wild.
when I look back, I'm just like, wow, that was the last time. That's
That's
interesting.
amazing. There
Yeah.
was a story kind of like that too, where a guy, he was like a kid, and he was like, he woke up and went to try to go to the bathroom, and he saw this figure walk across the hallway before he got to the bathroom, and he just went back to bed.
Hmm.
Then he astral project for the first time as an adult, and saw himself as as adult, saw his little kid self trying to go to the bathroom and then
Oh,
like go away. And then he was like, dude, that was me. I saw myself.
oh my gosh, that's so funny. I've had something like
Yeah.
that happen. I
So
was,
yeah, I believe that was 100% you. You saved yourself. That's amazing.
I think so too. Yeah. There was a time that I was laying in bed and I was like in that in between sleep state and I felt somebody touch my big toe, like here's like my toe, touch it, like just grab it. And it was cold hands. And I jolted awake and I'm like, I'm not okay with this. Do not touch me. And I was so scared. I was so scared because I knew I felt that. And I'm like, I know I felt that. I'm not imagining that. Like, I was so scared. And then it was like a couple months later, I was in astral projecting and I looked at myself sleeping on my bed and and then I was like, I wonder what would happen if I touched my toe. And then I grabbed my toe and then I see myself like jolt awake and then I get snapped back into my body and I wake up and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, was that me that touched
That's
my toe?
amazing.
Scared the shit out of myself.
I love that. I
So,
love that.
so now when I feel things like that, I'm like, that better not be you. Like, leave me
That's
alone.
great. That's great. I love that.
What about I feel like one of you sent a video into the group chat on Instagram of some. There's a woman that is all over the place on social media with the astral projection shit. And I feel like one of you sent one of her videos, and I think I responded with, "I don't believe anything this bitch says,"
The remote viewing.
or remote view. Okay.
Yeah, I think she was remote viewing.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So have you ever remote viewed or do you even like
I
What's the
think
difference?
believe that? Like, I don't know. Okay, the difference is like you're not technically able to really interact with the scene that you're seeing. You're
Interesting.
remote viewing something in real time
Mhm.
and you're not able to interact with it. You're just able to see it
Mhm. Yeah, I've only had that
and
happen
report
once.
back, basically.
I've only had it happen once where I was just like, it was like back in the 1800s and I was just floating alongside a ship and that was all that happened and no one could see me. Like I was just, but I was still in my body. Like it was just, what happened was I was laying there and I was trying to fall back asleep and I just saw a dot of light and I focused on the dot of light and then the dot of light started opening up to this whole scene from like the 1800s and then
Dang.
yeah, that was the only time I've ever experienced that. And I asked um, my spiritual like teacher, like she said, I think she goes, I believe you remote viewed, but that's the only time I've ever done that.
That's crazy. What happened in it? Like, were you
I
just
don't
like,
know. Maybe it was like a past life. I'm not sure. I don't know.
true? Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I
Do
don't
you
know.
guys know who I'm talking about, though?
The
I
blonde
think
girl,
I
The
I
blonde
think.
girl, yes.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Elizabeth April maybe is that who it was? I don't know.
I don't know the
I don't
name.
remember her name, but yeah, she was saying she remote viewed somewhere where like you're like people aren't allowed to go. I think Area
Area 51,
51 or
Oh
something
yeah.
exactly.
like that.
And I
And
believed her when
got
she
kicked
told that
out.
story. I believed her when she told that story, but she's just got so many stories. Like
Mhm.
I don't know, she just acts like she lives in this different plane of reality. I don't know. When you're
I
doing
mean,
it
she
for
could be
social media
like,
views, when you're doing shit for social media views, I have to take it I have to take it with a grain of
Yeah.
salt.
that's fair because she could just be like,
Bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like trying to keep views up and
Yeah,
things like
100%.
that.
Kind of
But
like
yeah, I mean,
your
remote viewing's a thing, and yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, like, though, I have like, okay, so I still haven't been able to astral project. Everything's freaking fine. Everything's fine. But it's fine. But, um, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, how do you know if you're like astral projecting or dreaming? Because my dreams, man, like, my dreams are crazy. Like, so vivid, so real. And
Yeah.
I like, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, like when you're astral projecting, it's just as real as like you and I sitting here. Like you can tell the difference. You'll just know instantly. But I do believe that sometimes dreams can be astral projections. You're just not fully conscious of like the separation and all of that. Because they say we all do it when we sleep. We just don't remember. And
Yeah. So I feel like if I can remember the most vivid dreams every single night, like I should be able to like astral and remember.
uh,
What the heck?
All
It's
right,
have you
let's
tried the wake back to bed method where you sleep for a few hours, wake up, read a book for 15 minutes, lay back down, and then try? Because that's what most people do. It's called the wake back to bed method. And you have to like get up for like 15 minutes and then lay back down and then try. That's like the sweet spot of being
like
successful.
get up, like out of the bed,
Yeah, I
or
don't
like
I don't
wake
have to
up.
do that, but that's what a lot of people do. I like just get up and go to bathroom and lay back down, but some people will get up and read like for 15 minutes or don't look at your phone though. Don't read on your phone because that'll take you out of like theta state. But
Okay,
just
okay.
yeah, and then lay back down and
Maybe
try.
that's my downfall. Because
And
usually
some
I
people
wake up and then like go back to bed around like 6 and then go back and wake up at 9-ish.
yeah, that's when I'm most successful. Like, say if something wakes me up in the middle of the night and I have trouble going back to sleep, that's usually when I'm successful.
Okay, okay. Maybe I'll try not looking at my phone.
Yeah, don't look at your phone. Um, and yeah, so I would try that because that's when I'm successful. I can never do it if I'm just going to bed. I have to be asleep for at least, they say like 2 sleep cycles or 3 sleep cycles, and then that's the best time to try. So like when you still need a couple
Okay.
hours of sleep, but you haven't got your full night's sleep yet.
Okay. Okay. I'll try that.
Yes, and some people set an alarm if
Wake
they don't
back
wake up,
to-
if they don't happen to naturally wake up during the night. But I do all night.
I do.
I wake up a lot, so.
Yeah. Or unless I'm in like a really, really like big dream. Like the other night, my dreams are like that's the other thing is I don't even just have pleasant dreams. I just have nightmares.
Aw.
Like, but at this point, I just do bad dreams because like I'm used to them. But it's not like necessarily me always experience them. Like, okay, like the other night, well, I did experience this one. It was 2 nights ago. I'm in this like farm. It's this place posed as a farm, but it's actually um somewhere where like high dollar people can go and like snuff out these women or rape them basically.
Oh.
And I'm a twin with this blonde girl and me and her get
What's her number?
kidnapped. Huh?
What's her number?
What's her number? Well, if only I know. But me and this twin girl are kidnapped and we're in this dungeon area thing and it's like dark and gloomy and like it's like orange dark lighting and the entire night we're trying to or the entire dream I'm trying to figure out how to escape. And at one point like we're also like me, her, and this other girl are in this like makeshift like ring, like a wrestling ring, and there's like bleachers all around us and we had to like fight each other till like one is standing. And then like of course like the other sexual things are going on. And then like there's these other rooms and like it's not just like regular people like girls, it's like deformed girls too. Like and they're still like, using that. Like this is so, like these are my dreams, guys. And this is me.
This
And
sounds
then
like your books you read, motherfucker.
no, I've never read or seen or anything like this. It's crazy. So and then the only way I figured I could get this out, like get us out, is if I make the guy who stole us and who's in charge of us fall in love with me and like try and like outsmart him that way. So at one point, like he takes like a special interest in me, and and I'm just trying to like gain his trust to figure out certain secrets of the place and like get rid of us and like I don't know how I did it. I don't think I ever actually left. But like this place, I like had helicopters, like helicoptering these men in. It was weird.
That's not a dream. That's a fantasy, bitch.
That's definitely not a fantasy. No, that it felt way
I
too.
had to make him fall in love. I had to be the chosen one. Get out of here.
I'm trying to get out of this dream That's the only way that I was gonna get out. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I love my books that are kind of like themed on this, but like, nah, bro, this is weird. If you saw some of the things that I saw in this, yeah, I don't know. But I'm just like, how are these dreams and shit like this so vivid? And that was just one bad dream of that night. I'll usually have 2 to 3,
Do you
but I
have
can't
any,
astral project.
are any
What?
of them repetitive, like reoccurring dreams?
I have a couple that are reoccurring.
'Cause those usually mean something and something that you need to figure out in order for it to stop, is what I've experienced.
So I've had a couple like that, and I will try and like dissect it.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just annoyed at this point because also I'm just struggling because like we're talking about the religion and everything, and I'm just like struggling trying to figure out life, and I don't know
Struggling
Yeah.
with
because
what?
Well, if you have
just
questions, just pray about it and ask for answers. That's what I do when I
I
when I
good.
don't when something doesn't resonate with me that I'm taught, like I'll just ask, and that way I can figure it out instead of just believing what I'm told, you know?
That's yeah, and yeah, fair. I've been trying to pray lately, and I just don't feel him. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just
Okay.
praying.
You keep
And
praying,
I've
girl.
also just been struggling too. Like ever since Deacon passed, I've just not been me really. So
Yeah,
it's just been like, yeah. So,
I'm sorry for
but
your loss. That's tough.
yeah. And then I tried talking. That's the other thing. If I'm struggling because I haven't had like any dream. I've had 2 dreams of Deacon. And I feel like and I'm struggling because I'm like, I'm trying to just see him,
Hmm.
in a dream at
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
And I can't even do that. That's weird.
I
Like
don't.
I can see everything else but him.
It's interesting that you say that because I had two Rottweilers and they passed within a couple of years of each other. They were litter mates, and I've never once dreamt about them, not once.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've seen a couple of past animals.
boo.
Just so it is possible. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. Like, have you asked about it? Like, hey, like I'd like a visitation dream.
I do. I
Oh,
ask almost every night. I'm like,
aw.
God, please, can I just see Deacon once? Every night.
what if you see him and he's like, giggles, it's fine.
Then
Stop
I'll
tripping.
then I'll feel then I'll feel better.
I know you will. I know you
I'm
will.
like, but
But the talking part wouldn't freak you out.
no, because one of the dreams, the first dream I had of him, he was frantically running through a field, and I called him, and he ran to me, but he was all frantic and stuff, and that just made me feel very unsettled because of how he passed. And then the second dream was I was in this backyard, and all these different animals were there. There was like um a squirrel, a raccoon, a bunny, like they were just all there in the backyard. And I was like, "Oh, they're all so beautiful." And then they all turned into humans. And then I just noticed one that stood out to me, and I was like, "Deacon, is that you?" And he was like, "Yes, it is." And then we hugged, and then I woke up. So
Okay. Well, I believe that's definitely a visitation dream.
that is, and I'm just like, I want to,
You're like, I want more. I want
I do,
more.
I do. I just wanted to have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
I wanted to, um,
Yeah. Like when I
yeah,
talked to my cat that passed. The other two times
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw dogs that passed, they didn't talk to me, but my cat did. And I'm like, how are you even talking to me? You're a cat. And she's like, because I am energy, just as you are. I'm like, oh, okay.
I feel like definitely cats are like more on a high IQ, like than
Yeah,
dogs. They
maybe.
have like a different kind because they
Okay.
are like,
We're not going down this road because
no, really,
I will fight you.
cats. It's it's facts in the spiritual world.
It's
Like cats
facts.
and
They can see me when I actually
crows
check.
or
Like
birds or something.
when I have my experiences and I sit up out of body, my cats literally turn and look at me. And like they could
Interesting.
see me.
They're like
I think
messengers.
dogs can probably
They're like different.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sure they
dogs
can
definitely
too.
see things that we don't see. I think that's
Absolutely, yes. I
100%
believe
real.
that too. Yeah.
I just can't fuck with cats. I know they're supposed to be tapped in spiritually to the spiritual realm or what. I cannot fucking
I
stand
was
it.
never a
They
cat
love me though.
until like I'd say right before my experiences started. I just wanted to get a cat randomly, and I
Oh,
just that was my first cat I ever got. It was right before my experiences started,
I
and
wonder if they
oh,
like
sorry,
kind
go
of
ahead.
protect you.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. And what's
I
interesting
could
is
see that.
the first cat that I got, I just realized this the other day. The first cat that I got was like back in 2019, which was right before my experiences started. And I got her on June 20th. And then 4 years later, she ended up passing. And that was the cat that I talked to in the experience. And then I ended up getting another cat like later on. And I never realized it, but it was the same exact date, June 20th,
Oh wow.
just a different year. And that was my cat Sky. And recently she went missing and I don't know where she is, but it
Oh,
was, I know, uh, two, two, 2 years ago. And then my friend was headed home from the river. So after Sky went missing and I didn't have a cat, and those are two cats getting on June 20th. And then my friend headed home from the river, and all of a sudden she sees all these kittens in the road that were like abandoned, like 11 of them. And I was like, well, I'll help you find homes for
goodness.
them. Yeah. And I was like, well, I need a cat. Like
I need a cat.
I don't have a cat anymore.
I'll take
So
one.
I was like, I'll take two of them. And that's how I got Orion and Sky,
Oh
my cats
yeah,
I have
yeah,
now.
yeah.
And guess what the date was that she brought them to me?
June
June.
20th?
Yes.
I
And
was
I was
gonna
like,
That is
ask.
crazy.
whoa. I'm like, that's three different times, three separate years, June 20th. Like
That's
that's so weird. I'm like, maybe it's Kiki reincarnated. I don't know.
Could be. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Deacon comes back to me some. I talked to a girl who did my tarot once when me and Beef and another friend of ours went to like a spiritual festival thing. Like it was like a
A retreat or something.
yeah, like a retreat, but it wasn't like set program. You just there was a bunch of like vendor people there and you could go and just have a really awesome day, and so I the second booth was this tarot girl and I was like, I'm gonna go to tarot. And I asked her about Deacon because I was like, do you know anything? Like, can I don't know. And she said that Deacon's very interested in coming back to me. She says she could see him coming back, like, I don't know, like as my child, and I would love that because I've already decided my first son is gonna be named Deacon.
Oh.
And so, but I kind of want him to come back sooner than that, like a dog, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But that would be so cool. Kiki's like, yeah, it's me, bitch.
Yep.
It's me, bitch. Spread
Yeah,
me,
I just
bitch.
realized that the other day when I looked at my through my memories, and I'm like, no way. I
That is
couldn't
so
believe it.
cool.
Yeah, it was so
It's
weird.
bizarre,
Yeah,
Yeah, like
honestly.
that's a
right?
big synchronicity.
Yes. I get major synchronicities all the time. Yeah, like ones that just blow my mind where I like well, for instance, my mom's due date for me was September 14th. My due date for my daughter is September 14th. My daughter's due date for
Wow.
her daughter, September 14th.
What
And
the
I'm like,
fuck?
what is happening?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
We were
That
all
is
born on different days, but we all had the same due date.
that's so wild.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah. I don't
That's
know
so
what it
cool.
means, but
All right, Mikey, it's your turn before we run
yes,
out of
yes.
time.
I was about to say that too.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there was no like outer leaving the body. Like I didn't see myself leaving the body. This happened two occasions. Um, there were answers that I was looking for. I am going to be a little sorry. There's a bitch walking outside my window. I'm going to be a little vague with some of the things that I say, but uh, there was a situation where I wanted answers to some things. The first time that happened, I was like, wow, that was really fucking surreal. Like, you couldn't tell me that it didn't happen.
Mhm.
Like you just couldn't. And this wasn't something that I tried. It just kind of happened.
Mhm.
I got a little bit of information, but I didn't get the information that I was really looking for because it kind of caught me off guard. So then I like concentrated on it, and within, I don't know, a couple of weeks max, I was able to do it again. And I was able to confront this person. I was able to ask the questions that I needed to ask. I got the answers that I was looking for. I was able to go then cross check to see if they were accurate, as they were. Um, I can tell
Oh.
you that this person knows for damn sure that I was in their room.
Oh
I,
wow.
I know that they know that I was there. I know that they opened their fucking mouth and told the truth. Um, and when I woke up, I was just like, it was even more real than the first time. I was like, holy shit, that was fucking wild. You cannot tell me that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not, you know, I've pretty much spoken about, like, I don't dream very much. I really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I've
yeah.
spoken about pretty much all the dreams I've ever had over the course of years being on this podcast. Um, and I'm also like, I'm not desperate for something to happen to the point where I would just conjure it. You know what I mean? If it can't
Just
happen, it
allowing
can't
it.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and it was interesting. It was interesting because I was like, man, that was exactly how you described it, as far as
Mhm.
like being in a room with somebody, speaking to their subconscious, getting the truth out of their fucking mouth. It was just so, it was bizarre. It was
Yeah.
bizarre. And when I woke up, I knew that it happened. And I knew from that fucking second that the person that I visited knew it too.
Wow. Oh,
So like
go
what
ahead.
did it like look like when you were talking to the person? Like were you like
I was in their bedroom.
and was it like light out? Was it like
It was night.
dark?
It was nighttime. It was probably like what time it was at night. At that,
And
like this
Mhm.
person
yeah.
was asleep in bed, was taken
Okay.
out of bed, and was standing
Okay.
right in front of me.
And so did where is
But it
it
wasn't a bed that. It wasn't a bedroom that I knew. I'll say that.
Mhm.
okay. And was it like them as a physical person or was it like a
Yes.
light?
No.
Okay.
It was. It was almost like looking at a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were there. I've seen a ghost right in front of my face. Which was very much see through. This was a little bit
So they
more
weren't see through or
dense than
anything.
that, kind of, but not on the level that I've seen it. Like when I had a ghost a foot in front of my fucking face, I could see right through the bitch, but the bitch was right there.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
this was like, it was only thing I can really say that it would probably be equatable to, like, I was speaking to their soul, to their aura.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I
That
mean?
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I felt like I was talking to a ghost. I was talking to a human being.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that it
Mm.
happened spontaneously because you opened yourself up to it because you've just been talking about it and
I
you know
concentrated on it,
okay, you did.
and I'll be honest. Like I know, I know my brain is different than a lot of people's. I know how powerful my brain is. When I was exposed to the law of attraction in my early to mid 20s, like I took that shit and ran with it. I mean, if my life's not evidence of that, I don't know what the fuck is. Um, so I know how to manifest things. I know how to make things happen.
Yeah.
I'm not a big dreamer, but I focused on it, and I do talk to God, and I do talk to the universe, or however you want to categorize that. And I've always had a good response rate,
I
speaking
love that.
to what we would consider God or the universe,
Mhm.
however you want to categorize
Yeah.
it. Literally, all I have to do is ask, and I'll get an answer. I feel like on some level, you have to be able to find the answer sometimes. If you're
Mhm.
not paying attention, it
Yeah.
may slip past you. The amount of this
Yeah.
is going to sound fucking retarded, but it's 100% true and has done some really great things for my life over the years. But the amount of answers I have gotten literally on license plates, like literally,
Really?
where I've
Wow.
asked the universe for something, and while I'm driving, like on a long drive by myself, and I will ask the question, and within, I think the quickest it's happened was within like 15 fucking minutes, where I'm just all of a sudden I'm
That's so
behind this
cool.
car, and it's a vanity plate that's, it's not like just yes or no. Sometimes it's yes or no, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's a little bit more directed, and so you have to be open to receiving the answers that you're looking for. I believe
Absolutely. Yes.
it's
Yeah.
worked well in my own life. So
Yes, I agree. My guide taught me that the more you listen to the guidance, the more guidance you will receive. Like you do have to be open to it for sure. And the more you listen, the more they'll guide you. If you don't listen, I don't think that they're going to continue. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but that's what I think. That's what my guide taught me. Was like the more
Yeah.
you listen, like good job, you listen. The more you listen, the more I'll guide you.
I also want to meet my guide. I feel like whenever I meet my guide, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, thankfully, finally, she's been so annoying."
I know. I'm so
he's gonna be like,
excited.
all right, bitch, let's get this over with. Jesus Christ.
I'm like a list of questions and okay, okay. What about you, Timmy? Have you ever met someone who wants to astral project as bad as me, but still hasn't been able to?
Oh yeah, and the group that I'm a part of on the Facebook group, Astral Projection Techniques, like there's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
people that have been practicing for years. And and then eventually they'll be like, "Oh, I had my first experience." Like they have to practice. And yeah, there's a lot of people that still haven't and they're still
But
trying.
really want to. Okay, so I'm not like the
Really
only.
want to. No,
Okay,
you're not. No.
that's
I
fair.
also feel like it's probably somewhat in line with, like, when you're looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, like you're looking, like it's not going to happen
Yeah.
if you're looking. I feel like there's
I've
a
tried
difference between
stalking.
looking and focusing.
Hmm.
Like you want this to happen so bad, but like when I was able to make this happen, like I concentrated on, I was like, I need this to happen. I have to find these answers. It
Hmm.
is imperative. And
Mhm.
eventually it happened.
I'm glad you got your answers.
Me
Me
too.
too. I can't
I
wait
mean,
to hear these.
I already knew the answers anyway, but
I
Yeah.
definitely
I
can't wait to
You
hear
usually
like,
do.
needed the
a
confirmation.
conversation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What
Um,
did they act like? Could they Tammy has said, like when you are talking to their subconscious and stuff, like they can't lie really, right? Like they don't have the need or like feel the need to lie or whatever.
Nope.
So yeah. What did you see any kind of resistance with this person?
nope.
Hmm.
There was a
Cool.
lot of crying and yelling and screaming, I can tell you that. Um,
Oh.
but no resistance. I got like I would ask the question and I would get the fucking answer.
Yep. That's
And
Oh, I bet they
how it
hate
works for me too. Yeah.
that.
Wow.
oh, I'm sure they woke up and were like, "Uh-oh." I have
Yeah,
no doubt.
I've never had anyone like tell the truth to me and then remember anything though. I've just come to them with the information and scare the shit out of them, basically. Like
I
what's
love that.
Obviously, I'm not this person, so I could be wrong, but like
it's true.
the amount of emotion and uh how tumultuous the situation was, like
Mhm.
it I would be shocked. I would be truly shocked if the person didn't have at least an inkling
Mhm.
that I
Yeah,
was there.
there is a lot of stories where people actually remember it or saw that person visiting them. So I believe she probably did.
I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly believe it.
Yes.
So, wait. Dang it, I had a question. Oh, okay. So when you went and did it, did you have to focus on this person or did you have to like how did it like how were you just all of a
I
sudden just
just
there in the
appeared in
room?
the room. Yes, both times. I just
Dang.
appeared in the room, and just went straight at it.
And you had set the intentions prior though, right? Like, because
Yes.
you said you focused on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
I
sense.
knew what I was there to
Uh-huh.
accomplish. Well, the first time, like I said, it caught me off guard, and I wasn't really focused. Like I certainly wasn't focused on what I should be, you know, trying for the information I was trying to obtain. I
Mhm.
was so caught off guard that I just I I was angry because of the things that I already know. And it was more so me saying, I know everything, you piece of fucking garbage, and cussing this
Okay.
person all the way out. A lot of screaming and yelling. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like there was a bit of information that I got out of the first one, but it was like, no,
It was
that wasn't enough.
anger driven probably, so you
Yeah,
probably
oh,
weren't able to
100%.
stay in it as long because
100%.
that's a high conscious level.
Hmm.
So you got that out of the way and then you were able to go back. So that's okay. Like
Oh,
that seems about like right.
got the confirmation you were looking for. Good.
100%.
Oh, I can't wait
100%.
to hear this.
Jesus.
Okay, what about you, Tammy? Have you had any more encounters with you know who that were like crazy, like him trying to kill you again?
No, no, I haven't. Mm-mm. No,
Okay, that's
I
good.
just keep my distance.
That's fair. Has he
I
tried
feel like on
reaching out at
some level,
all?
do you and you know, just tell me what your thoughts are on this, but I feel like on some level in a situation like that, you've accomplished what you came for is pertaining to that
Mhm.
specific person. There's no need to revisit it again.
That's fair.
You
I
know what I
don't
mean?
think I don't see you necessarily revisiting, but like the first time though, like he came to you, right? I thought so.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like wondering if he tried coming back to you or not.
He has, yes. No,
Oh,
you mean an astral projection or real life?
both. Both. I could
Real
definitely
life.
probably see real life. Yeah.
Yes, real life.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Oh
Yeah, and
wow.
I had to tell him like I don't want a relationship with him, and he was upset, and that was basically. And then he got over it.
And he got over. I love that.
But with the
I
other
I
one,
wonder I
go ahead.
wonder like something like that because I do believe that people are connected. I do believe that
Yes.
there's levels of psychic shit going on in this world that we can't necessarily comprehend, but that are going on. And I wonder if on some level like that helps put his brain at peace enough to leave you alone,
Hmm.
even though he doesn't realize what's actually going on in this dream
Yeah.
state or whatever. Like it
Mhm.
does make me wonder.
Yeah. With the other one where my grandmother told me about him having two phones. Do you guys remember that
Oh
story?
yeah.
Yep.
I tell
He
that story often to people. I'm like, no,
really
I know it's real because this is what my friend told me.
he tried coming back again too. I every
Goodness.
winter. Because
Winter.
yes, he
Wow.
gets seasonal depression and he reaches out
I
and
love that.
he needs somebody to comfort him. And I and then whenever he reached out this last winter, because it's been the last 3 winters, so now I know it's a pattern. And but then I prayed about it, and after I prayed about it, I closed my eyes and I was just trying to sleep, and then I saw like a vision, and I was like, God, why is he reaching out to me? Like, why is this happening? Like, why is he won't leave me alone? And then because I was madly in love with that man, and that was very hard to heal from. But and then I saw a vision of a crossroads. So there's a crossroads, and I'm headed straight towards a bright white light. And then the other crossroad, the other way, is pointing towards him. And I look at the street sign and it says devil. And I'm like, okay, I'm staying away from that guy. But
Jesus.
yeah, I was like,
Double.
yeah, it said devil and it pointed towards him. And I was like, well, what does that like necessarily mean? And I was told that it's like the darkness trying to steer me off of my path. So
Mm,
stay towards the light. Go towards the light.
always.
Don't make
Wh-
a left turn towards him.
What do you think? What are your thoughts on uh, people actually being possessed, for lack of a better word, by demons? Basically, demons embodying a human body and
I don't know.
living life that way. I mean, you
I
can't.
think that we
I feel
can
like,
have like darkness attached to us.
right.
And I
I
think
agree.
that's what he has. Like, yeah, I think I've had like an experience where I when I was dating him, I had to like fight something in his house that was dark. And
Oh yeah, like trying to hold you down.
yes, that was my only really scary experience was when I was dating him.
Interesting.
Dang.
Because I mean, you can't look at what's going on in the world today, like, and not look at some of these people that are in control of these things and not think like you can't even be a fucking human being. Like you're just a
Right.
disgusting piece of shit.
Hmm.
There are probably people who are at this, like, if you go so far, like so long doing bad
Hmm.
things, and
Yeah, because he
you're,
always
you
tries to
know,
come back and say, every time, God changed me, something shifted in me, I'm a different man, and it's never true. And he's
you
basically,
probably might want to be,
That's
but you have to
yeah,
wild.
actually take steps for
That
that.
seems like straight up demonic to me.
thank you. Yes, that's
Yeah.
probably why I was shown the street sign saying devil.
Right.
Don't do that. No, because he says that every time. And I'm like, do you realize that you say that every winter? Like, dude, you
What did
see
you
the
say when you
pattern
said
here?
that?
He's like, tell me you don't believe me without telling me you don't believe me. And I'm like, well, it's a pattern. I'm just trying to
Oh,
help.
God forbid you have self-awareness and he not.
Yeah, because the first couple times when he told me that when we were dating, I was like, oh, well, maybe he changed. Maybe God did change him. I tried that route. Now I'm like, no, you're using God to manipulate me. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's preying on you.
People
Yeah.
don't, grown ass people don't change.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it's
Well, it sounds
very,
like he's like an
very rare.
energy vampire. He's trying to just
Yeah,
suck it
Yeah.
all up.
yeah, yep. And that's why he comes back every winter when he's sad, so I can lift him back up. But I was like,
That's
not
true.
this time, not this time. You need to pick yourself back up.
Yeah, queen.
Or just
I
stay
love
down
that.
there.
Or stay down. Yeah. Okay. Question before we have to like sign off. Um, okay, so I had this like dream, and I've already said it like here on the podcast, and I wanted to ask you about it because I wanted to know if you had any questions too. Around the time of like all the Charlie Kirk things, did
Mhm.
you ever ask any questions about that?
I didn't know. I don't really
Okay.
ask about that kind of stuff. I kind of just ask things I'm curious about, like religion and what I've been taught, and my friends, if they ask me to ask things.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
fair.
ask anything about that.
So you never asked like about like any like worldly things going on or anything like
I
that?
have one time, and then I got cut off. I got pulled back. Like I asked Mitchell, and I was like, "What's going on in the world?" And he says, "Oh, you mean all the corruption in the world?" And I'm like, "Yes, exactly." And then
Girl.
I got pulled back right after that. I'm like, "Dang it!" So I didn't get an
Dang.
answer.
Well,
The-
here's a question for you. I don't know how much of the Charlie Kirk thing you've paid attention to, but I know you've dealt with narcissists in your life. Have you paid any attention to all of it? Because man, when I see his wife, it's very, very clear to me that she is a complete fucking narcissist.
Hmm.
Not very
Very
bright.
unsettling watching her
She's
sometimes.
And
yes.
yes, I agree. Yeah.
It's like,
I think that she was a honeypot from day one. I think she was put into his life. But it's interesting, like to see to watch a narcissist after you're so well acquainted with narcissism. Like it's so easy to see, and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I've lived this life, and it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, she gives me like bad feelings when I look at her interviews and stuff. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
even
like
listen
some
to
of
the
the
bitch.
looks in her eyes, I'm just
Yes.
like, he?
Yeah, I just turn it off because I don't even want to watch
Yeah. I don't either. Yeah. I've only
it.
seen a few clips and I'm just like, bro, that's weird. Do you not like look back and like play like your videos back to you? Like,
Right?
and be like,
But
yo, maybe I shouldn't act
you're
this
talking about a
way.
narcissist that's living in delusion.
Exactly.
You're damn right. She's going back and watching all of it, and she thinks she looks, sounds, and acts amazing in
Yep.
those things
Yep.
because that's how convoluted their fucking brains are.
Hmm. Yep, I
That's
agree.
true. That's
So,
true.
should she have her own handler? Probably. She's a bit of a fucking retard,
Oh,
but
gosh.
she is.
Oh my goodness. What I am,
She's the sole reason that people don't believe what they've been told about the fucking situation. She is the fucking sole goddamn reason.
Right. Yeah.
yeah, because they're trying to say this narrative and while she's trying to like front it. Yeah, it's not a good look.
Grieving widow, my ass.
Right.
But it has definitely like opened up, not opened up, like shown you who's kind of asleep in all of this
Mm-hmm.
going
Yeah.
on and who's not, you know, like
Yeah,
if
it
you feel
actually,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say it actually divided two of my sisters. Like because one of my
Oh.
sisters was supportive of her and one wasn't, and now like Thanksgiving is like ruined because of it.
Oh no. Yeah,
So
like yeah. It's
how many
definitely
they deleted each
eye-opening.
other, it got crazy. Like they don't want to even talk to each other anymore. I'm like, we're sisters. Like, what's happening?
That's absurd.
Yeah, right.
Over somebody you never knew.
I know. I don't understand it. Yeah, I don't get it. But I do have like a I guess another story. I have a couple of things written down that I was going to share. Do we have time?
Yeah, do you have time? It's really you.
11,
So go ahead.
11,
Yes,
11.
share.
Okay, so recently, the last time that I saw my grandmother in an astral projection, she came to me, like it was just spontaneous. And then I was taken to my childhood home and I'm sitting like on the couch and my grandma comes walking in and I was like, "Oh, grandma," I said, "So you called me?" And she goes, "Yes, I have something important I need to tell you." And then I said, "Okay, tell me." She goes, "Just wait." And then here comes my daughter walking in. And then she sits down on the couch next to me. And I'm like, "What is she doing here?" She goes, my grandma says, "She's not going to remember this. So you're going to have to tell her." And I was like, "Okay, what is it?" And she said, "Tell her that her ex is not the one and he will never be the one. And don't look back. Keep going." And then I was like, "Okay, I'll tell her." And I was like, "God, take me home." And then I woke up and I texted my daughter and I was like, assuming that it was about because has a fiance at that time. She has a fiance. And I was like, "Oh, it must be about your other ex, the one that she dated years prior." And she was like, "No, actually, just last night I broke off the engagement." And she
Oh,
was like, "Oh," she was like, "So," she was like, "That makes me really feel like that was the right decision because that's so weird because I had no idea that she just broke up with her fiance the night before. And then that next morning was when my grandmother told me that." And I was just like,
wow.
"Good job, Grandma. Thanks."
Is
Grandma
it
is
is this the
with
guy
it
that
with
she's
y'all's
having a kid with?
relationships. I love her.
She has a kid with,
She
yeah.
has a kid with.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. And grandma's like, "He's never going to be the one." She said, "Your ex." So that's why I assumed it was the other guy because I didn't know they broke up. But
that's
she's like, "No,
wild.
I just broke up with him." And I'm like, "Well, stay broken up, please," because grandma says he's
I
not
need
the
grandma in my life. I need grandma to tell me about my relationships.
right? Yeah, because grandma's definitely told me some things.
She's
Thank
told you all the things. She
She
has
has, yeah.
saved you.
Yeah. Yeah, she has definitely. She told me recently that she was going to be sending me a gift, like in my reality. She was like, "Look for a coin." She goes, "I'm sending you a coin and it's going to be worth a lot of money." So I'm looking for this coin. I haven't found it yet.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool
She
though.
said to help me with my manifestations because on my vision board I have like money on it. So I don't know.
Don't real.
I can
That's
tell you. I can tell
crazy.
you what the coin is if you want to know.
Sure.
It's called XRP. Go buy yourself some.
What is that?
It's a crypto coin.
Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's the coin you need.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe you guys were
I'm.
grandma's working through you.
They're only
I don't
about a
know.
He's
dollar.
always telling
They're
us
only
to
about
buy
a
this
dollar 20 right
coin.
now. Go buy yourself 1,000 of them. In 10 years, you'll never
Yeah,
work
it could
again.
be, something metaphorically. I don't really know, like if it's really going to be a coin or what, but she's like, "I'm helping you with your manifestation, so look for a coin." And then I found a peso like a week later, but it's not worth money. So I'm like, okay, but
Pesos,
peso just sitting
negative
there.
money.
It was just sitting there at my friend's spa on the couch, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "What is this?" She's like, "That's a peso," and I'm like, "I'm keeping it. Might be from grandma."
Real. This is mine now.
And I looked for like, how like coins, if they have like a misprint or something, it'll be worth
Yeah.
money. But it didn't have anything like that. I've still kept it just in case, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So hopefully I get to come back on and be like, "I'm
I'm
rich now."
rich, bitch.
Coin.
Real,
I found this
real.
coin. I'm rich. That would be really cool.
That would be so funny. You definitely for sure have to come back on when Beef is available too, because she would love to talk to you. Beef is our other co-host.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had another
She's
co-host.
also my friend who I stay with in Nashville when I go to Nashville.
Oh, cool.
You would love her. She's amazing. But she wasn't able to be on this one.
I have so much fun doing this with you guys, so I would love.
You should.
It's so fun.
I didn't realize it had been 2 years. We should definitely
I
make this
think
at
it
least
has.
once a year thing.
Yes, let's do
Yes.
that. Locked in.
Check
Once
up.
a year.
Cool.
Maybe I'll astral by then. If I astral though, we have to lock in on another podcast so we can all talk about
Right?
it.
Yes, that would be so much fun.
Okay, what was the other thing? You
Me?
said you had a couple things written down.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so back when I was in my 20s, I lived in California and I was dating this guy named and we had a friend named Miguel. And that was a long time ago. Like, yeah. Well, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but that was a long time ago. And so recently, like a year ago, our mutual friend from back then, his Miguel, got murdered. He was murdered for like his Rolex and things like that. And then it was, like a month after, or a couple months after he passed, he came to me and said to me, I need, and showed in this like it was definitely an astral projection because you can just tell, but like it was very vivid. And he was like, and there's Miguel, the guy that was murdered recently, and then there's my ex, and then he goes, I need you to tell him that when he thinks about getting back into the business, don't, because it'll cost him his life. And he told me that the business had to do with drugs. And I was like, there's no way I'm telling him that because he's like, so this ex of mine is a successful like medical marijuana business. He owns like warehouses and stuff like that. And I'm like, there's no way that he would sell like bad drugs, like something that would cost him his successful business. So that can't be right. It can't be right because he's already in the medical marijuana business. He's not going to deal with other drugs. So I almost didn't tell him. And then like, so him and I only talk twice a year when he wishes me happy birthday and when I wish him happy birthday. That's it. Because he has a girlfriend, and I want to be respectful. So that's the only time we ever like say happy birthday. That's it. And then when I woke up from that experience and I was like, I'm not going to tell him that because that can't be right. He wouldn't get involved in drugs. And then I looked at the date and the date was the day before his birthday. And I'm like, that's
crazy.
literally the only time I ever talked to him. I'm like, this has to mean something. I have to tell him. And so I told him, and he was like, that is so crazy. He goes, because I literally just got out of the medical marijuana business. And I was thinking about going back to it because this new business isn't like making me as much money. And he was like, now I'm kind of rethinking it. He was like, I don't know if I should now. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I'm just sharing what I was told. So, but I almost didn't even tell him that it had to do with drugs because I was like, there's no way. But he was like, yeah, I just got out of the medical marijuana business. And I had no idea.
So you just said whatever business. So you just said like, don't go back into this business or whatever that you're thinking. Oh, dang.
Yeah. I was just like, this is what he said. Whenever you think about going back into the business, don't, because it'll cost you your life. And yeah, and then that's when he told me I actually just got out of the business and I was thinking about going back, but now I'm thinking I shouldn't. So,
dang, but like, well, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel. Yep.
That's
and
crazy.
And he doesn't like believe in afterlife, God, or anything, but he took that very seriously because he's like, there's no way you would have known I got out of that business. And it had just happened like a month prior to that. And our friend had just passed. And I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. But hopefully he doesn't get back into the business because that was a very clear.
Was that recently?
Yes, that was recently. Yeah.
Like dang.
Earlier this year.
Ooh.
Yep.
See, like, how can people hear these stories and not think the astral projection, for one, is real? Two, saving lives. Three, bad for you. Like, why do people think this is bad? Right? That's crazy.
Yeah. Someone had said that to me. Like, I'd be scared it's the devil talking to me. I'm like, why would the devil want to save somebody's life? And and look at how these experiences have changed me for the better. Like I wasn't necessarily the best person before these experiences. Now I
Yeah.
feel like I've definitely grown from it, and it's helped me turn me into a better person. So if it was evil, it would probably do the opposite, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. They would definitely not be as much like as many positive messages, that's for sure.
Mhm.
But you've always stayed positive with all of this. Even
Yeah,
when there was something like bad going on, like
yeah,
you were positive within it, and so it's like that's probably like why you keep being able to do it.
yeah, maybe.
I can
Yeah.
Because
hear the
I feel like
jealousy in
there's
your
definitely
voice.
people. No, 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 no. I definitely know that there's people out there who don't really do it for good, you
Yeah, there
know,
is.
you know. So it's like,
Yeah, we had to kick somebody out of the group recently because they were doing it to just spy on people, and that was all they were doing was spying. Like
Oh, I
nothing.
guarantee you there's government agent. If
dang.
you guys are
Oh
in a
yeah.
huge Facebook group like that and everybody's talking about that
Oh yeah.
specifically, absolutely they are watching 100
Hmm.
fucking percent.
Probably
Oh
100%.
yes. Hmm.
See,
I
it's like, how do
recently.
these people get to have that ability? And I can't even just have a conversation with my dog. It's crazy. But no, it's fine. I'll
It's,
have my time. It's
you
fine.
will. You had a visitation dream though, so you did have one.
That,
One more, and I get
yeah.
it. I get it. It's seeing my dad
Yeah.
is never enough. I'm like, I need to see, and he's like, don't
hmm
don't depend your happiness on my visits. I'm like, fine.
That's fair.
Fine.
Yeah, that's
Hard
fair.
because he saw that it ruined my day. Like I had a bad dream about him and I was crying that whole day. And then he visited me the next day and was like, "Don't depend your happiness on my visits. Like you have to stop that." And that was
Aw.
the last time I saw him. But
Aw.
I have dreams about him still. But yeah, that was the last time in an astral projection. But
Aw.
it's okay though. I'm just thankful I got to talk to him and the things that he has shared with me about the afterlife.
That's awesome. I love
Unfortunately,
that.
I gotta get going. What time is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's about that time.
I had so
Oh my
much
Mhm.
fun,
gosh, this
guys.
has been amazing.
Well, keep
Thank you so much,
practicing.
Tammy,
Try
for
the
being
wake
on
back to
here.
bed methods. Set your
I'm gonna do that and
Get
not
up
like be on
and
my phone and stuff.
yeah, don't look at your phone at all, and
Okay.
pick up one of your books and
Yeah, I got it. I got my
just
book. I have like
read
five
for like 10,
on my
15 minutes and then go back to bed and then try to find something behind your eyelids and focus. And
Okay, okay.
that's the sweet spot. That's what I've
And
found.
then if you can send me that detox thing,
Yes, I will.
because I want to do that. I'm like maybe I have like things in my body that's like keeping me at a low vibration or something. Although I've been like very consistently working out
Good
for like
job.
the first time in a while because like I've been depressed. We love that. So that I think is helping. So
Good, good.
yeah.
Yeah, when I'm depressed, I don't work out, but
I
that's
just like
good.
can't. Yeah, I just get
Good that
like
you
And it's a
are.
natural antidepressant, ain't that some shit?
Yes. Yep.
that's true. That's very true.
All
Yeah.
right, ladies. Pleasure as always.
Yes. Thank you for having
Always.
me.
Thanks
Yes,
for
no,
coming on, man.
literally come anytime. If there's even like a experience you just want to say, like you can come on and like pop back off, like
Really? Okay.
yeah, for real. Like come on whenever,
I
especially when
like
your
the,
book is ready.
I was gonna
yeah.
say whenever your book is ready and you're ready to go, if that happens to be in a week from now, whatever the fuck it happens to be, let us know, man. I'll get you back on here. We will
Okay.
push your
I would
book
love
for you.
that. Yes. I'm still working on it. It's still a work in progress. I've never written a book, so it's a struggle. But I have it all
Yeah.
written out.
Been there.
I have it all written out, and my editor just says it needs better structure towards the end, and that's what I need to fix. So
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
working on it.
That's an easy fix. Yeah, we got this. I do have your book still because, like I said, what do we call that? That I do with my friends that were
Drugs.
writing. No, we beta reading, I think. It's where we read each other's books and
Oh
like give our
yeah.
opinions and things. Yeah,
That's
so I'm gonna
right.
be reading that like on the plane tomorrow. And I just haven't like my brain's been kind of weird, so I didn't
Mhm.
want to read it in a bad like weird brain state. So I wanted to like on my way to the beach, I'm like, yeah, this would be great. I'm gonna read it on the way to the beach and on the beach. So I'll let
What
you
beach
Yeah,
know.
are you
I would.
going to?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Once I
Yeah.
feel like it's good enough for that step, yes, absolutely. I would love that.
What beach
Okay.
are you going to?
Miami.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. Family vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. Until next time.
Till
Okay,
next
thank
time.
you.
What is going on here?
See y'all in Astral World.
So, will you? I don't think you're not allowed in.
I don't think I am either. Not yet, I guess.
There you go. Later.
Bye.
Bye.